Online scam advertisements tied to China are drawing growing scrutiny in the U.S. They continue to appear on major digital platforms, impacting American stores and businesses. To break down where these scams are showing up and why they matter, we're joined by Rex Lee. He's a cybersecurity advisor at My Smart Privacy. Take a look. Rex Lee, thank you so much for joining us. Great to have you back on the show.
Thank you for having me on the show, Tiffany.
It seems there's more and more reporting of China-linked scams or ads. Of course, other countries are behind this too, but the focus is on communist China. What are some of the platforms that these scams are on?
Well, the one that made the news, and rightfully so, was Meta. But these ads infect every platform that you can buy advertising on. But the main thing is it's the action taken by the platform that counts. And a lot of these platforms, if they, like if X gets hit by these or other platforms, they're not immune from them, but they take action immediately to shut the ads down. What got Meta into hot water is these ads, if you look at it collectively, can mean billions of dollars in revenue over time. So they just allowed to keep collecting on the ad revenue until the government stepped in and said, "Hey, what are you doing here? Why are you were already notified about this? You already know about this scam. Why are you continuing on with it?" Then they cut it, and then it's, "Oh, by the way, sorry," in another congressional hearing and a phony apology, and it gets washed away for basically a $2 billion fine in a $1 trillion industry. That's the equivalent to a $2 fine, or a traffic ticket.
And how is this an example of economic warfare?
It harms us in many ways. So, even though the ads are a scam, some of the products may not be a scam. It could be counterfeit purses, for instance, like Gucci purses. So people will go and buy that. They're still displacing revenue that should have gone to Gucci or Nike. And so it's not that people completely lose their money. They're just not getting what they think they're paying for. And that's one example there. Some are out and out scams where consumers lose their money and get nothing. And typically the people they're targeting are very vulnerable to this. Seniors, small businesses, family members, teens, and so forth. So you have to kind of look at what they're targeting and what they're selling. But yes, it is economic warfare. We see this today with Chinese retail apps like Temu and Shin and so forth. They're competing against Amazon. And, again, these products and services aren't just limited, and these scams aren't just limited to a social media platform either. They can infect existing retail platforms that rely on third-party businesses to provide products and services, like Amazon does this, and a lot of these other platforms, eBay. You can get caught up in this and get directed to the wrong platform. So these scams are really dangerous, especially if they can get promotion or amplification from automated bots to push them out to more and more people who would get these ads. So it's really beholden to the platform developer and owner like Meta to stop this in its tracks when it is discovered.
On that note, what action has there been to stop this? I think you mentioned earlier platforms like X or whatever have done things to counter this. What has been the progress, if you will, on that?
The only company that, this is a problem with any internet platform that accepts advertising from anywhere in the world. I don't know the scrutiny of these other platforms, and if they're really diligently addressing these issues. The one that has been targeted and where I could find information was on Meta. And unfortunately, they were all over the news about this a week or two ago.
Well, Rex Lee, as always, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.